My name is Ernie Gaouette. Early on, I had people pushing me to go to college after high school, but academically, that was not going to happen for me. Thank God my girls don't take after me there. So, but I could see, where if I look back, where God was working, because the horses gave me the knowledge to do the job that I do today. And as far as coming to know the Lord, it began in 2014. So my upbringing was Catholic. Went to parochial school for 8 years. Never really learned anything about the Bible. Was a good home life, no drinking, no smoking, no cussing. So home life was good, but not a lot of church. We did early on, but then my father kind of fell out and everybody dropped out. My mom used to watch Mass on Sundays. So we brought our girls up pretty much. We sent them to Mullen Hill for about 5 or 6 years. And 2014, my daughter asked me to come to church, which is how this all began. So I said to her, well, yeah, I'll go. Which one would you like to go to? And we settled on this one because 2 of my horse customers came here and said it was great. It was Danielle Smith and Kaylin Foley at the time. So we came, and I asked my daughter all the time because she remembers everything about it. My daughter, after the service, we came out, and my daughter says to me, Dad, what'd you think? I said, well, it's church. What do you want from me? So she's like, well, do you think you'd like to go again? I said, yeah, I'll go again if you want to go. Now, prior to this, Sunday was always, mow the lawn, take care of house things around my yard, because I work 6 days a week otherwise. So we came back, and somewhere around that time, it was, I knew something was happening. I couldn't put my finger on it. But again, I asked my daughter, I said, Val, do you remember after we left church after a couple of weeks, and I said to you, something's happening, and I'm just going to ride it out and see where it goes. And she's like, yeah, I remember that. So I'm going to say, I don't even know the timeline, but 2 to 3, 4 weeks, I got this urge to play the piano again. And I don't know where it came from. So Danielle was doing the books at the time. So I said to Danielle, I said, can I go play that piano? She said, well, yeah, I'm there on Thursdays around 2 o'clock. So I came and I played. And I was here for like 2 hours. So then I go back home and I just stewing about it. And we came back to church. And then I had to play the piano again. So I asked her again, came back, played again. And same thing happened. I was just here for 2 hours, and it just flew by. So I went home, and I bought some Christian music, because I didn't know what it was. I didn't know if it was the music I was enjoying or the piano. So I got the music, and I was playing the music, and that wasn't really doing it at home. So I said to my wife, I think I got to buy a baby grand, and she thought I was nuts. So it took me weeks to decide on a baby grand. Do I get it off the internet? No, I can't do that because this could be wrong, that could be wrong. So I went to a piano store called the Piano Mill in Rockland, and I got a beautiful baby grand. So then I was all excited. I got it home and I put my books up there. I started playing and it was like, oh, this ain't it neither. And that's when it dawned on me that it was the church that was making me whole. So I'm not even sure the timeline, but there is a picture on the website in 2014 of where I was sitting, and I was sitting way in the back. So I know it was either late 2014 or 2015. It was during the worship songs when right before Pastor Duck said, you know, anybody wants to ask Jesus into their heart, say this prayer with me. So I was just doing the prayer. I wasn't looking for anything. And then all of a sudden, they started doing the set of songs. And it was like scales were falling off, like I had this light on me. And I felt like I was being stripped, like I was just, it was sort of humiliating, humbling, all this, like within a short span of time. And the tears were coming down, and they're playing the music. And then it was just like this comforting warm blanket if you were out in the rain. And I just felt so at peace. So I know, there's no doubt in my mind, I know what happened now. But at the time, I didn't know what was going on. And my daughter knew everything. She looks at me and says, "Dad, are you crying?" I'm like, "No." But I couldn't stop it. And then it's been, I don't know, it just changed after that, everything. I saw things differently. People that I probably, you know, if I didn't know them, there was no feel for them. But now it's like people in the church, the fellowship, it's like it's like everything the Bible says. If they mourn, you mourn. You just feel like you can't help it. It's like it's your child or your whatever. So those things have changed. People that I would have discounted, now I know it's just by grace that I'm not going through it. It's nothing I am doing or anything. When I play, you know, that's one of the things I heard that during that time I heard, "I gave you a gift and you threw it away." Because prior to playing, I had not played for 25 years. I gave it up to do the horses. So now I can't stop playing again. And so if someone says to me, "Oh, that was so beautiful," oh, sometimes that's like, oh, like that heaping coals, because it just reminds me of something I threw away. And now I just play for him. So, I mean, I feel like I got a long way to go. I mean, I certainly stumble all the time, but it's better. I have a peace that I never had. And even the birth, it reminds me of, you know, when I read of like Paul's conversion on the road to Damascus, and he says the bright light. I think of like what if you're a baby in the womb, right? You got the water, right? The water breaks. You come through the narrow canal. You got the bright light, and I just feel like, I don't know if God's got a sense of humor, but there's so much there. It's so related. The bright lights and the warm blanket. You know, you go in the incubator. I can't explain it, except there's so many that are related. You know, I feel like when I hear somebody say that they didn't have that, I feel like they missed something, because for me, that was like a big highlight for my life. Outside of, you know, I always say the day I got married, and then watching my kids be born, that I didn't think there was anything that was going to happen like that again. But that certainly was right there with it. Mm-hmm. It was just an incredible experience, something I wish I could go through over and over and over again.